We're watching the rise of an American demagogue that is a very, very despicable person.
Yeah.
And I was shaking listening to him talk, because a lot of people don't know that is one step away from Nazi propaganda coming out of his mouth.
And then you get the mainstream media. You got this character, Van Jones, on CNN afterwards saying, this is the rise of an American demagogue who's going to live 50 years longer than Trump. This is dangerous. I am shaking. That's what he says. Just shut the up. At a certain point, just shut the up.
What's happening, people? Buzz here. So we gotta talk about Vivek Ramaswamy and his massive, mountainous balls for telling Van Jones to shut the frick up, right? Take a look at this. Vivek Ramaswamy tells CNN's Van Jones just to shut the F up at Turning Point USA America Fest. Ooh. Presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy suggested Sunday that CNN commentator Van Jones should just shut the F up in response to Jones labeling the brash Republican a demagogue earlier this month. Ramaswamy, who is vying for the GOP nomination for presidential candidate 2024, offered a brash suggestion for the cable news personality after Jones said on air he was shaking during a fourth GOP debate with Ramaswamy. Spoke because he felt like he was watching the rise of American demagogue. Jones also called the tech entrepreneur a very, very despicable person. Ooh, whose talking points during the debate were, well, look at this, guys, one step away from Nazi propaganda. Really? Nazi propaganda. That's what Van Jones thinks Vivek Ramaswamy is close to. Insane. Actually, those guys, those Democrats, are closest to Nazi propaganda, propping up this idea of these illegal immigrants, and it's okay for them to come across the border with no consequences. They're giving them this free phone, free money, airplane tickets, bus rides, everything for free on the American backs, and they're calling him a Nazi propagandist. Ramaswamy, during an onstage appearance at Turning Point USA's American Fest in Arizona on Sunday, didn't mince words when replying to Jones' characterizations. Look at old milk dud head looking ass Van Jones over here. And who, by the way, who names their kid Van? Like, what the heck? Is that their favorite vehicle, Chevy Van or something? Quote, and you get the mainstream media, you get this character Van Jones on scene afterwards saying, quote, this is the rise of American demagogue who's going to live 50 years longer than Trump. This is dangerous. I'm shaking. That's what he says. Ramaswamy 38 says, just shut the F up. Shut up, man. What are you talking about? You shaking. You're a grown-ass man over there. You're gonna shake because Vivek Ramaswamy took a hold of the American dreams when his parents came to this country legally, not illegally. Opposed to, these illegals coming across the board by tens of thousands, and we're not doing nothing about it. The president's not doing nothing about it. Kamal's not doing nothing about it. Now this milk dud head looking ass ain't doing nothing about it by calling Vivek Ramaswamy essentially a Nazi. Let's watch what he said before we go into Vivek Ramaswamy's FU moment.
When those people were saying Jews will not replace us, Jews will not replace us, that slogan sits on top of a very sick and twisted view that if you bring enough people of color here, we are so deficient, we are so stupid, we are so unwanted that we will be zombies to fill out the ranks for some Democratic Party agenda that Jewish people...
Hold up. What he just said is actually correct. That is going to fill up the ranks for the Democratic Party agenda. That's literally what they're trying to do. To bring all these illegals here to get more votes, to secure more votes, right? He's going to bring all these people in, tens of thousands a day, give them GPS coordinates because people get these phones. Someone's telling them in America, hey, come to this spot at the border. We're going to lift up that fence for you guys to come in. The federal government. I don't know who it is, but someone's funding these migrants to come here, and they're getting these planes, these bus tickets, going to New York, Chicago to ruin their cities.
Are manipulating and driving forward. That leads to violence. That puts at risk Jewish people. That puts at risk people of color. It is
puts at risk what are you talking about? Puts at risk of Jewish people. The people in Harvard, people who you support, who support you, can't even say they condemn the essential genocide of Jews. Do y'all see that segment at C-SPAN where that Harvard professor or wherever that individual was couldn't even answer a simple yes or no answer?
So is your testimony that you will not answer yes?
If the
yes
speech
or no?
if the speech becomes conduct, It can be harassment, yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide?
Wrong, and the smug, condescending way that he just spews this poison out is very, very dangerous, because he won't stop Trump, but he's going to outlive Trump by about 50 years. And
he won't stop Trump. He's running against Trump, you dumb. That's what he's doing to stop Trump. He's the opposing GOP member who can possibly be the president of this country if they win and take Trump off the ballot across the board. I mean, we seen what happened with Colorado. They just took him off the ballot. Now the Supreme Court's got to appeal it and hopefully overturn their woke activist judges over there.
You're watching the rise of an American demagogue that is a very, very despicable person. Yeah. And I was shaking listening to him talk, because a lot of people don't know that is one step away from Nazi propaganda coming out of his mouth.
Bullshit. Nazi propagandists. It's hilarious, people. How people can just throw out these words and it carries little weight nowadays. Listen, when you call someone a Nazi that was a real Nazi, let's say the 1940s, these people were actually lining up Jews to see how far a bullet would go through their heads. They would line them up and then bang, and then, a couple guys would fall down. They would actually make these people, these Jewish people, dig their own graves, make them get on their knees, and then shoot them in the back of the head. And then here we got, people like Van Jones, milk dead, head looking ass, talking like it's okay to call people Nazis. We're demeaning the word. We need to stop calling people Nazis, because real Nazis are the most horrendous, horrific people that ever been on the planet, essentially. And now we got this idiot here, this bonehead. Now let's go to Vivek Ramaswamy, because like I said, this guy's got some huge balls on him for saying what people want to say to idiots like this on stage in front of millions of people. Hats off to old Vivek. Let's watch.
And then you get the mainstream media. You got this character Van Jones on CNN afterwards saying, this is the rise of an American demagogue who's going to live 50 years longer than Trump. This is dangerous. I am shaking. That's what he says. Just shut the up. At a certain point.
Yeah.
Just shut the up.
Tell him, Vivek. Shut up, man.
Van
Shut your
Jones
ass up.
at CNN. We're done with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Just shut up, Van Jones. Quit telling these people these dumb things. Quit lying to your viewers and pretend like someone like Vivek Ramaswamy is a Nazi. His parents, like I just said, his parents were legal immigrants, came to this country and had a wonderful individual like Vivek Ramaswamy, who's an entrepreneur, who created companies, who created jobs, who made he scratched out a life for himself in this country, where people nowadays take that for granted. We have this rise in crime and this societal decline. These kids are actually passing grades in these inner cities while simultaneously failing these grades. How are you going to fail class and then get moved on to the next grade? That should not be happening, people. We should be actually teaching people stuff. We need to be, we need to be teaching parents how to be actual parents too. Like, they need parenting 101 in these inner cities and anywhere else that has these declining grades, because these kids are coming out dumber and dumber and no one's doing nothing about it. We're just sending them on the line, like cattle. Let me know what you think about old Vivek Ramaswamy and his monstrous balls for telling Van Jones to shut the F up. Like, comment, subscribe to the Buzz Review. See you on the next one.